guys, welcome to healthwise.com. Remember to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe.
Are you sick of flipping pages to learn anatomy? Are you tired of those long textbooks and flashcards? Well, don't you worry. Healthwise.com is here to clear your pain away. In this tutorial, we will be giving you some short but spicy description on the microscopic structure, location, and function of the spleen, the thymus gland, and the lymph node. So don't you worry. Healthwise.com is here to boost your learning so that you can go and get
the spleen. The spleen is a critical organ of the hematologic and reticular endothelial frameworks. It is an intraperitoneal organ that is situated in the left upper quadrant of the middle section back and parallel to the stomach. It is arranged anatomically behind the 9th and 11th ribs of the left half of the body. Structure and description of the spleen. The splenic artery, also called the lineal artery, is an unpaired vein emerging as the longest part of the celiac trunk. Splenic vein. This is a deep artery situated retroperitoneally at the top of the abdominal cavity. Capsule consists of thick, distorted fibroelastic tissue. The connective tissue in the capsule includes the contractile cells called myofibrillars. White pump. This is mainly made up of white blood cells. It is a lymphoid tissue that encases the splenic blood vessels. Red pump, venous sinus, splenic cord, central artery. This is a network of splenic cords, connective tissue containing red blood cells and white blood cells and venous sinusoids, wide vessels filled with blood. And it is in the red pump that most of the filtration occurs. Tubercle consists of smooth muscle fibers.
Thank you, Amoya. So the structure and function of the spleen. So the splenic artery, it is responsible for the supply of oxygenated blood to the spleen. The splenic vein, it is responsible for removing venous blood from the spleen. In addition, it drains parts of the stomach, the pancreas, and the hindgut. The capsule, it is responsible for contracting and forcing the circulation of the additional blood reservoirs. So the white pump, they serve as lymphocytes production sites. The red pump, which consists of the venous sinus, the splenic cord, and the central artery. They specialize role in filtration as well as the major sites for the destruction of the red blood cells. The tubercle, it is responsible for providing internal support for the spleen and carrying blood vessels to the spleen. I'll now hand over to Samantha.
Are you tired? Don't worry, we're just getting started.
Thank you, Abby. So this will be a brief introduction of the thymus. Now, the thymus is a specialized primary lymphoid organ of the immune system, and it is located in the chest and is right in front of and above the heart. The thymus contains a mass of glandular tissues and is made up microscopically of several structures. It has two lobes that are surrounded by a capsule that further extends into smaller structures called the trabeculae. In addition to these, the lobes also have a deeper region called the medulla. And lastly, the medulla is surrounded by a much larger superficial area named the cortex. And I will now hand over to Sudan.
Thank you, Samantha. Structures and descriptions of the thymus gland includes the capsule. This is the external connective tissue that extends the trabecular to the margin of the cortex and medulla. It contains blood vessels, efferent lymphatic vessels, and nerves. The domain between the trabecular are called lymphatic lobules. The cortex. This is the outer portion of the thymus gland and contains a large number of small, densely packed precursors of T lymphocytes. It also contains epithelial reticular cells and macrophages. Blood vessels of the thymus also lies within this network of epithelial reticular cells. Medulla. It contains T lymphocytes and increased number of epithelial cells with pale staining nuclei. The epithelium provides structural support to the medulla and negatively selects self-reactive T cells to generate tolerance against self-antigen. Thymic corpuscle. Formed from eosinophilic type 6 epithelial reticular cells arranged centrifugally.
Now the function of the capsule is it is a dense connective tissue that sends fibers in the thymus for support. Secondly, the cortex is a site for lymphocytic proliferation and maturation. The medulla now plays a key role in the tolerance induction, ensuring that thymic immigrants are purged of autoreactive alpha and beta TCR specificities. And the thymic corpuscle, lastly, the function is currently unknown. Now I will hand over to Gabriel.
Don't worry, we're almost done.
Thank you, Samantha. Now we'll be looking at lymph nodes. Lymph nodes act as connectors between the lymphatic vessels that span across the body. The immune cells that are found in lymph nodes are vital to the immune system as they attack bacteria, viruses, and any foreign substance that enters the body. The structure of lymph node consists of the capsule, which is made up of dense connective tissue stroma and tough bundle of collagen, the outer cortex, which is arranged in follicles and contains B cells, the inner cortex or the paracortex, which contains T cells, and the medulla, which is the innermost layer of the lymph node, which contains its antibody secreting plasma cells, B cells, and macrophages. Now we turn over to Kessia.
Thank you, Gabriel. Now I will be stating the general functions of lymph nodes. Lymph nodes make and store lymphocytes, monocytes, and plasma cells, trigger immune responses, and acts as a filter for lymph fluid. Now for the structures and functions of lymph nodes. The capsule separates the inner lymphoid tissues from adjoining connective tissues. The subscapular sinus facilitates transportation of lymphatic fluid. The cortex contains T and B cells and influences immune responses. The medulla contains B cells, macrophages, and plasma cells and influences immune responses as well.
Trabele. Oh, sorry. And I said
So the structure of the caps.
The trabecular. Are you sick of
Hey guys, welcome back.
The spleen is a critical and hematological
What?